Hello everybody and welcome back to another new video on the channel. Today we're talking about the newest episode for Boruto, which is Boruto episode 94. And to be completely honest, I wasn't sure if I actually really wanted to watch this episode or not, because from the previews, it's like we already knew what it was going to be. And like these entire, three episodes because of what we got in the previews. These next three episodes, last week's episode, this week's episode, and next week's episode, we already know what they're gonna be. They're gonna be filler, but they're gonna be kind of good filler in the sense that it further progresses towards the characters and how they mean towards each other. And who knows, it might not even be filler. It could be canon for whatever reason, but this is to kind of just pad out until the next arc, and that's perfectly understandable. But last week's episode was much more enjoyable than this week's episode. Not because of the characters who are in it, but just simply because of the fact that it's you already kind of know what was going to happen, regardless. So I'm going to try to keep it as brief as possible, but basically the whole plot, in a summary, is Choji and I forgot who he's married to. I forgot her name, but basically he's having relationship problems with his wife, and Chocho, being his daughter, is trying to help out in her own way, and she's saying, well, mom clearly saw something there was clearly a redeeming factor, redeeming something towards you, so we just have to figure out what it is. And her suggestion is that they're going to enter a food eating contest. They enter a food eating contest, and then, oh, big surprise, there's a rival fucking family of father and son who can eat just as good, or rather just as fast, as Choji and Chocho. And as we know from Choji, from even just part one, Choji can eat a lot of food really quickly, and along with Chocho, of course, as we've seen from the Boruto series thus far. And all of a sudden there's these two people that we've never heard of who are able to eat just as fast as Choji and the Akamichi family. And it's it's just weird, right? But oh, guess what? This rival family or whatever is a part of this food lady. There's this old lady who runs a food industry business or whatever, and they're about to go bankrupt or something, right? And she's like, oh, we have to cheat in order to feed fucking Choji Akamichi. And then hijinks ensues. Hijinks ensues. The lady cheats. Boruto is in the episode, and he figures out that the other rival family is cheating, and he obviously intervenes. And then the old lady does this jutsu with the food, and she makes it the rice balls bigger, and then Choji has to get in his bigabized form to be able to eat all the giant food, because it starts expanding and it gets bigger, and then he eats it, and then he gets into his butterfly form, and then he gets skinny, but only for half of a scene, really. He's already back to his normal form in the immediate next scene. And yeah, that's basically just the plot of the episode summed up into a really short summary. And that's basically just what happens in the episode. And it's if you already know what's gonna happen, or rather, if you can already predict what's gonna happen, and you already know what basically fucking happens. Karui? I don't know. Yeah, I think it's Karui. I don't remember her name. I apologize for not remembering at all. Just because we don't see much of her. So, and even when we did see her in Shippuden, it's I don't know. It just doesn't seem, she wasn't really there that often. But of course, she obviously is being herself, as we know, and how the lore and the series has established her as. And she's just being herself, and she's as long as I see what the redeeming quality is within you, that's all that matters. And that's basically the message of, the message is that someone in a family, it doesn't matter who you're with, but as long as they see the redeeming factors about you, that's all that matters, even if you don't see them yourself. And that's really good for situations with certain people who are together, where one of them feels like they're not really good at any sort of way, and they think that they're a really terrible person, because Joji multiple times in the episode sees himself as a really terrible person because something happens in the beginning, whatever, right? And then Karui is just saying as long as I see the redeeming factors in you, that's all that matters. And they're together and they have a kid, and they're still a family regardless, even though they have their struggles, it doesn't matter because they still love each other, and that's basically it. So yeah, that's the entirety of the episode. Like I said, I wanted to keep the episode, or not the episode, but the video as short as possible, because there's not really much to really talk about. And there's going to be a lot more to talk about with next week's episode, because next week's episode is going to be centered around Sasuke and Sarada. And as we know from their relationship, Sasuke was gone for a really long time when Sarada was, I voice cracked, by the way. Sarada had to basically grow up without a dad because Sasuke was doing like hidden leaf like background bullshit, and he wasn't really there. Now there's gonna be an episode. Hold on. My bad. I heard like knocking, but it turns out it was for my dad, who's literally across the hall from me. So yeah, what was I talking about? Right. So next week's episode is going to be centered around Sasuke and Sarada, and as a lot of us know who have been watching the series and even just watched the Boruto movie, we know that Sasuke wasn't really around too often for a lot of Sarada's childhood, and she had to basically kind of grow up without a dad. So this is going to be a good episode just to see those two characters bond together. And it looks like Sakura's going to be in the episode as well. I mean, I guess that was kind of a given, but it's whatever. Yeah, there really wasn't much to talk about this week. If you enjoyed the video, regardless, I guess leave a like. And yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video. If you enjoyed, like I said, leave a like. If you are new, subscribe for more videos just like this. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. I'm out. Peace.